sick. Let me just make sure everything is set up correctly. I just have to check. Is this scoreboards? It's always annoying that you can't actually just change them. So Cella's red. It's cool. His opponent has a really interesting name as well, so I don't know how to spell it. Veriol. Veriol. Curious name, curious name. And he is yellow, so that is already done. Sick. It is a fresh best of 3. So here we are, guys, spawning. Oh. I hate the XSplit. Alright, so here we are, spawning at the bottom right, playing as the yellow Zerg. For Izuba, it is of course Veriol, and his opponent in the top left, playing for Team Sky. I honestly cannot. The SG is, whoa, as a Welshman, that's just out of my vocabulary. It is of course Cella. This is not Slayer's Cella from Acer, currently on Acer. This is just Cella. Of course, there are multiple people with these names. So this is cool. We do of course have Hatchfist out both players, so that's interesting. Of course this is an okay map to get away with it, so no biggie. And now there's a few different things that happen, alright? So we have the Hatchfist, of course they're both moving their overlords into position to scout this, and they both realize that they have the exact same build, but we have a Gas Fist coming out of Veriol, which can give him an advantage. I'd imagine we might see a bit of a macro game out of these two players, just because, like it's a Zerg, so like it's their the design of the race to go for a macro-oriented game. The gas is now coming for Cella a little bit late, as we do have. Oh, we should have gas being mined, but there it is finally. So a little bit of an advantage for Veriol. Of course, that means his speedlings will be a little bit faster. If he wanted to go Baneling or Roach Rush his opponent, he's going to have one Roach or one Baneling more, which it can make all the difference. Everything's been scouted. Pool now finishing for Veriol. Of course, his pool was a little bit later, so his queens and stuff like a little bit late in comparison as well. Of course, that means your injects are late, your creeps spread, stuff like that. Your Zerglings, of course, can make a really big difference. So everything's looking pretty cool. Yeah, definitely. Hopefully all the sounds settings are fine, and there's the speed for both players. How many drones? Ooh, we still have 3 in production for each guy, which I guess is a lot more standard now, because of course originally you used to take them out, but we do have the Bane Nest on the low ground. Are we gonna have a Bane Nest out of Cella? Get ready. It normally goes for around now. There it is, and looks like it might be a big choke. Normally you put this by here, and you have like a 1 slot by here, so you can move the queen and like sit right there, so the surface area is reduced, and then of course more damage can be dealt. Sorry, less damage is dealt if it gets run by Zerglings. Banelings coming down. We have more Zerglings coming out of Ariel, but he didn't build any to begin with, so he doesn't have anywhere. Of course, we do have 2 for Cella, so everything's looking okay. Lots of drones, so it's looking standard. Now, still guys on gas, so they're starting to bank that gas. We should maybe have 2 defensive Banes more for each player, and then of course something like the Roach one could get chucked down, maybe an Evo, Spinecrawler, and then of course the Lair. Cella. The gas income would be much better for Veriol, which in a ZVZ really makes a big difference. And there's so many different aspects that come into ZVZ that you won't understand, unless you play ZVZ pretty much. And like, I don't play Zerg, so I don't understand everything, but there's a few really interesting aspects of the matchup, especially with mutas. We do have 2 Banens morphing for Cella right now, which is exactly what you want to do at the top of the ramp. They will be coming down, and sometimes you'll put them in your mineral line. At the top of the ramp is a really good spot, because of course if you run up the ramp with your Zerglings and then there's a Baneling there, you pretty much don't have enough time to react. Right, well, Roach Warren in production for Veriol. Oh, Wait. Oh, I think we're gonna have a roach all in. I'm pretty certain we're about to have a roach all in. We did have Lair in production for Veriol when the Zerglings came into the base and scouted it, but then he actually cancelled it. The roach all now finishing up. What's the supplies looking like? Yes, this has got to be some sort of roach all in. There it is. 13 roaches in production. As of course, the big giveaway there is, of course, you're not going to cancel your lair for absolutely no reason, and then you're not going to add on a lot of overlords for no reason. Of course, overlords do give you supply. Roaches take a lot of supply because they're easily massed. So yeah, a lot of these roaches have now been spotted. The spire is in production as well as the third base. Third base hasn't been spotted, but of course these gases are a bit of a giveaway. A lot of units coming across the map. Very smart move, cancelling that. He cannot defend it. Spine crawlers getting chucked down, exactly what you should do. And this is 6 spines. What's that there? That's a roach warren. That's the spire. We have 4 gas as well, so if he needs it once, if this attack finishes and then he can go meters, he's going to be able to produce quite a lot of meters, because this attack will be going on for just a wee little bit of time. Supplies massively in Veriol's favour, but of course that is because of the roach drones trying to come out. This is not what you want fighting. Zerglings reinforcing for Veriol. Speed is done. 15 Banelands on top of it now morphing in. He's going to try and crash into these spine crawlers and just take them out. There is still 7 with 2 more in production, which is quite a lot. He should try and run in from one side, so he doesn't have to engage everything. Banelands blowing up on the spine crawlers, trying to connect with some of the Zerglings, and nearly all the spine crawlers have been taken out. There's one left, it gets taken out. Next one does finish up, but it's not going to survive. Veriol will definitely be taking this game. All the Zerglings getting into the base, killing all the Zerglings of his opponent. Drones are next on the menu, boys. Meat's back on the menu, boys. Mira's now popping. They're going to try and clean this up. Veriol has to try and deal with this. He should go for the natural. If he gets the natural, it's going to hurt his opponent's economy, and then all he has to do is defend, drop spores, build extra queens, and he can push out in a little bit, but he's going to end the game right now as he runs into the main and gets some economy.